fact that this RC is covered in dust indicates that this video was a success. So, I am on a mission to find the perfect spot to mount an FPV camera on an RC car. Should the camera be inside here, and if so, which side? Left, right, or center? Should it be positioned on top or at the back? This decision could make or break your experience with FPV RC cars, turning fun into frustration or vice versa. This episode picks up where the last one left off after I installed a new FPV camera and struggled with poor performance. Now it's time to solve that problem once and for all. Before embarking on a similar project, take a moment to consider your specific use case. The best spot for your FPV camera depends on whether you have a crawler or a racer. For crawlers, realism is key, so most people tuck the camera inside the car, usually here on the driver's side. This keeps things more realistic, as if one is driving an actual car. Since crawlers are not built for speed and rarely get damaged in a crash, this should be the best mounting location. However, if you are working with a speedy RC car, the situation is entirely different. Allow me to use this old clip. You need to mount the camera higher up to avoid obstacles from far away, at a distance where you want the widest view possible. A wide angle lets you see hazards early and steer clear of crashes at high speed. Actually, the goal is to have both wheels in view and some extra space on both sides. To prove my point, check this out. The wide angle helped me dodge these metal rods with ease. Now compare that to the narrow view from my latest setup. It was a total disaster. Though I have seen a DJI FPV camera mounted at this position and the view angle is okay, so in some cases the FPV camera in question plays a big role too. As a side note, I don't think Basha RC cars qualify to have an FPV camera. Now, considering my RC is for runs, I am only left with the option of mounting the FPV high. Though mounting the camera high above comes with its own risks, especially when you crash, ask me how I know about this. This is one of my excuses of trying to mount the FPV camera here, thinking mounting it low enough will protect it. To my surprise, the first day I took it to the racetrack, I crashed, and the whole protective case plus the camera was yanked off their position. Luckily, nothing sustained permanent damage. I mean, this was a new camera and it was its first proper test. This is why I decided to start over from scratch. To protect my camera slightly better, I will use this casing meant for waterproofing an action camera. However, in my case, I am not interested in waterproofing. All I need is a 360-degree housing for the FPV camera. This casing seems to handle crashes better than a 3D printed casing. Though the problem is that if I mount the camera on this right side, the camera will not be perfectly centered. But what better option do I have? I know I can achieve the centering by mounting the camera at the back of this casing, but I don't think it will look good being positioned at the back and have the back facing forward, considering that's the closing lid for this housing. Now when it comes to cooling the VTX, I actually don't need this fan, mainly because the VTX has its own fan that is effective enough if it is mounted in an open area. But in my case, I will mount it inside, which is the same position as last time, but this time I am going to do a good job and make the whole build look professional. No more zip ties. To give it a professional appearance, I will first cut a large hole in the top of the body shell and then perfect it later. Just wait and see how cool this thing will turn out to be. You don't need to comment. I know my cutting skills are at zero, but putting that aside, I think the fan is perfectly secured. Oops, I have just noticed that one of the fan's blades is broken, but it's a good thing I spotted it before the whole build is finished. Now that I have added this fan guard, I can rate this job a 9 out of 10. To secure the VTX, I am simply going to use these nuts, which hold the VTX firmly in place. Compared to my first setup, this new build is money. Off camera, I really tried my best to make a perfect hole to secure the camera. which snags in place perfectly. I'm actually proud of how accurate the hole is. Now, considering the AI box emits quite some heat, I will have to mount it on the backside, then later add some copper heatsinks. With the AI box now perfectly secured in place, I can fit in the camera. And guys, I have to admit, I did not expect this setup to look this good. Just look at how seamless this build is. Even after a crash, there is no way this camera is going to kiss the ground. Of course, unless I drop it from this height all the way down. All I have left to do is mount the camera. My plan is to mount it where this spare wheel goes, which is at the very rear of the car. However, now I have a new problem. The thickness of these bolts is too large to fit through the wheel without causing damage. I really like the look of this RC car with a wheel at the back. Luckily, I have 4 smaller wheels that still fit, and I can afford to damage at least one. So I decided to start with this longer bolt, which provides the perfect angle. But since I never paid attention during physics lessons, whenever this car hits a stone or the slightest bump, the vibration is terrible, making it impossible to FPV. Also, having it this high raises the center of gravity, making it easier for the car to roll over. Now, this smaller bolt solves the whole problem. I first need to fit this curved washer, which grounds the whole camera to the rest of the car's body and movement, thus reducing, if not eliminating, the swinging of the camera. I am happy with how it turned out. Basically, when I compare this setup to the previous one, it is quite appealing. I have taken the extra step of incorporating copper wires to secure the camera casing firmly to the frame of the RC. This modification is intended to eliminate any independent movement of the camera during motion. Prior to installing these copper wires, I had already conducted tests on the RC car to assess its performance and stability. Now that the wires are in place, I am confident that you will notice a significant improvement in how the camera is stabilized while the car is in motion. The added support from the copper wiring should provide a much smoother and clearer video feed. Next, all I need to do is test whether all this work was for nothing or if I have actually solved my previous issue. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on the next upcoming video where I will be testing this whole setup. If you found this video interesting, please consider liking it. Thank you for watching right to the very end.